Hey gang, it's Bob Bannister coming at you with another edition of Rock Talk brought to you by CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. Before we get going, don't forget, click that like, share, that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. Stay up to date with all things Rock Talk, all things CGCM Rock Radio, and all things Rock Is Not Dead Australia. And also drop us a comment. Maybe there's somebody you'd like us to chat with. We'll see what we can do about that and make it happen. So, on this edition of Rock Talk, catching up with a musician that really, I think, has it all figured out. Went the commercial way, tried releasing album after album after album, and realized, wait a minute, that's not what people are after this time around. No, what they want to do is they want songs, they want quick turnarounds, but they also want to see a great live band. And that's what they're getting when they check out Midnight Alibi. We talked to James from Midnight Alibi. It was a great interview, a great chat. So, what do you say we step inside the Rock Talk studio, sit down with James, and find out what's going on in the world of Midnight Alibi on this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia.
Love is a river, let it pull you under. I'm the love promoter. Dance to the rhythm in the sound of wonder. I'm the love promoter.
All right, and as promised, joining us from Wodonga, Australia is James Oswald from the band Midnight Alibi. Welcome in, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me, Bob.
Hey, it's always great to have you here. And you know what? You're the second act from Wodonga to be on Rock Talk. We had the girls from Empress and Aces on not
Yeah,
that long ago.
and you know why that is? We
Why
make
is
good
that?
music out of this town, mate. We
Oh,
have good artists. We make good music. So, you know, um, yeah, it's a pretty cool scene that we've got going on here.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what's the story of Midnight Alibi?
Um, Look, I mean, I don't know. I always find it funny when I read the stories about how bands got together, and it's always by some divine intervention. It sounds like something out of Lord of the Rings. We all came together by some mystical thing, look, to be honest, mate, we got together in a garage and just started jamming, and I think we thought the band would be a band that would do for 6 months and just have a bit of fun, sort of having barbecues and a couple beers and playing some loud music, and like it's been this year 14 years that we've been doing it. So yeah, we thought, oh, if it ever gets boring or if we ever stop feeling like we're progressing, then yeah, look, we'll pull the pin. But then we thought, well, we got to sort of a time where we went, well, what are we going to do if we don't do this? Like, I don't really want to go play golf. I don't want to go play cricket or soccer or anything like that. It's like I'd prefer to be doing music. And all the guys in the band are in the same boat. So, uh, what else do you do? It's a good way to have fun. So, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, how would you describe your sound? What's the sound of Midnight Alibi?
That's a really interesting question because, like, we draw influences from, like, lots of music from, either The Doors, Stone Temple Pilots, In Excess, Clutch, like those sorts of bands. But yeah, I think we've always tried to make ourselves. We never wanted to be another Aussie AC/DC band because there seems to be a lot of those that get around Australia, and I know Europe expect it, from us. And whenever you travel, they just go, "Oh, you must be able to play AC/DC and stuff." But I don't know, like we just wanted to do our own thing and have our own sound, and at the end of the day, we record music that we really enjoy making, and if other people like it too, that's a bonus. Um, we put something out and we go, great, let's do something else. Let's do another one. It's um, anything that we get in our music career is a bonus. That's the honest truth. So, you look, the sounds, it's kind of a bit grungy, but still has this rock elements. I think, like I use a megaphone as well,
That's cool.
the old Scott Weiland way. Um, yeah, so I'm also a big fan of Alice in Chains, and I love some of those early '90s groups like Mother Love Bone, and
Oh,
you know,
yes.
such a big fan of Mother Love Bone. Like, I think they were something, but I think they would have left a bigger mark on that scene. I think had Andrew Wood stuck around,
I was just gonna say if Andrew Wood was still with us, the world would be a much different place today.
I think so too. So yeah, but look, they're bands that we sort of really admire, and um, you know, being at my age, I never really had the opportunity to see a lot of those bands. But thank God for YouTube, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, would I be mistaken to say that I hear a little bit of Black Crowes influence creeping in there as well?
Yeah, yeah, that's probably a good point. So yeah, I think like even Rival Sons. I'm a big fan of Rival Sons. There's so many bands out there that have a 1 second. I think somebody's coming to get me. There's a plane out there somewhere. Yeah, look, I love Rival Sons and Black Crows, and um, I've always liked being able as a singer to be able to uh, ad lib. We call it, you know, preach. Uh,
Mhm.
to be able to just rattle off some things and get into the soul a bit more. So I remember I've always been a big fan of reading music biographies ever since I was a little kid, and I remember reading "No One Here Gets Out Alive," the Doors biography,
Oh,
when I was
yeah.
maybe 12 or 13. Have you read that one, Bob?
A long, long time ago.
Eh, Danny Sugarman, I think he was like he was only a kid when he was working for the Doors, and
Yes,
he
he
wrote
was.
the book. And I remember, there was an excerpt in it that said that Jim Morrison wanted the Doors shows to be almost like a religious experience,
Hmm. I remember that
and
now.
you hear other bands talk about it. Like I've heard Kirk Hammett from Metallica talking about, you know, it's you're bouncing off an audience, and they're bouncing, and it's going back and forth and round in circles, and you're chasing a high, and there's always, and it when you listen to a good song, you get the
Hmm.
goosebumps on your arm, so you're chasing that when you're writing music, and you're chasing that when you're performing, and it's a rush, mate. It's a lot of fun.
I think rock and roll DJs and frontmen from or lead singers from rock bands have the same thing. That ability to just rattle things off. You get into that groove and
Yeah,
away you go. And then, with except for us, you turn around. There's the program director standing behind you, going,
being like, yeah, look, you guys better wrap it up.
"Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly." What's your creative process like?
look, we there's a few different ways. Like, you I never sit there and go, all right, I'm going to write a song, because that never happens. You know, as much as you want to write a song, it will just never happen. Um, but we used to write all the time, just not everything was great. You get something out of it, or an idea out of something, and it would turn into a song. But um, usually it's like, if we've got a bit of a deadline where I go, okay, we're recording in, say, August.
Right.
Um, and I've got a few months to know that I need songs. I start sort of thinking about different ideas, and writing lyrics, writing notes, and just sort of compiling everything all together. And then I'll work out something on acoustic. And if it works on acoustic, then it usually translates over to a band song as well. And if that doesn't work that way, then we also, can sometimes just jam on something at a rehearsal, and something could come out of it. So I think it's just about putting those ideas down, having them there, and choosing the bits that you want to work on, and yeah, finding the diamonds in the rough, I suppose. Yeah. But yeah, look, I heard a story the other day that made me laugh, and it was with the Michael Jackson biopic being out and everything. And I heard a story about Michael Jackson uh, was so in rivalry with Prince that he actually thought that if he didn't get to a studio and put an idea down, that God was going to give it to Prince instead, So I thought that's hilarious because, yeah, it does come from somewhere. Who knows where it comes from, and that inspiration when it strikes. And I'm grateful for it. And if you told me how I wrote half the lyrics that are out at the moment, I don't know. I'd probably tell you I just blacked out or maybe had too many drinks. I have no idea.
Speaking of songs and stuff like that, Love Promoter came out last year. Your album Higher Power was out 3 years ago. Have you got another one coming our way soon?
Yeah, so Love Promoter came out. We're in Japan during this time last year, and Love Promoter came out when we were in Japan. And like a lot of bands, I think what tends to happen is, you spend all the money on the recording, the video, and all that
Mm.
stuff, and then we because we're in Japan, we didn't have the budget to really market that song well, and I think it sort of fell by the wayside a little bit. Um, Look, we do want to go record some more songs. We loved doing the High Power album, but like the process of writing and recording is my favorite part of playing. And in saying that, we're at a point now, I think, with music where you have to go, well, what is music worth? Like, what's the worth of music? And do I want to go into a studio and spend 20 grand recording an album just to put it up on Spotify or,
Hmm.
those kind of things? Like, we've got quite a lot of material that's just sitting in our, catalog that I think if we released a video to any of those songs, people would just think it was a new song anyway.
Hmm.
We have our songs that people really do know, but then we also have songs that I think sort of, yeah, really fell by the wayside. But that's just part of what it's like being an artist today. And I reckon anybody that's in a band that isn't experienced the same sort of thing, they're kidding himself. So, um, like, I do want to go in the studio. I know the band wants to go in the studio. We do want to write some more music, but at the same time, we've got enough material out there. Just jump on YouTube or any of those uh, streaming services and listen to our music. It's good music. We just don't have the budget like everybody, you know, that is
Absolutely.
successful has. So that's the only
Abs
difference.
Absolutely. And the music industry isn't the same as it was, say, 10 years ago, hell, even 20 years ago. You've got to go out and you've got to constantly gig. And looking at your calendar, you've got a pretty busy autumn for you planned as well, don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. So, yeah, we're back playing a few shows. And I think that's also another thing. It's like, um, being that we're a self managed band now, we can sort of pick and choose, when we want to really go for it and when we want to just sort of step back and maybe work on making sure things are tighter or working on the stage
Hmm.
show or whatever it is. But we're always busy, like we're rehearsing every week. I personally also do gigs every weekend doing acoustic shows and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, look, it's good to keep busy, but pick and choose your moments, choose your battles, and yeah, that's sort of what it's been like now. Where initially when we first got together, it was like hammer and tongs, like you're out gigging every weekend, and then you realize maybe it's not the best idea. It's not 1973 anymore. So yeah.
Hmm. So one of the sponsors that we have here at CGCM Rock Radio is Iron Maiden Trooper Beer. And as anybody knows, Yannick, the third guitarist for Maiden, the guy that falls off the stage or drops his guitar or anything like that.
Yeah,
Have you guys had a live Yannick moment with
like
Midnight
falling off
Alibi?
stage.
Anything like a big blooper on the stage?
I think when we first started out, I think I got so drunk at a show in Melbourne that I got on stage and I turned to the guitar player and said, I can't remember the lyrics. And he goes, What are you talking about? I said, I can't remember anything at the moment. I think we've been a band for a few months or something. And anyway, once the song started up, I was absolutely fine. Once I got in the flow of
Right.
things, and there was no hiccups there. But um, yeah, look, I reckon if I had a few Iron Maiden Trooper beers, anything could happen. Um, as soon as we get off this interview today, I'll be at a gig, and I certainly will be having a few beers, and I'll be thinking of the Iron Maiden boys. So yeah.
There you go. There you go. So what's one piece of advice you'd like to give to a new band that's just starting out of the blocks and you wish you had have gotten when you were just starting out yourself?
Well, I think there's no real book on how to do it. I mean, that's why I'd read biographies all the time. You're trying to decipher some sort of business model.
Mhm.
Um, but look, there really isn't. And today we have to be content creators, which can be a bit hard. It takes away the mystique of an artist, I think. And I would just say be realistic with any of your goals. Set a goal and work towards whatever that goal is. And 9 times out of 10, if you set something in place, you'll achieve it. And I also would like to say, don't get disheartened by releasing music, and if it could be, you know, imagined by John Lennon, could be the next big song in the world, and maybe it goes nowhere, but don't be disheartened by it. Just keep doing what you do, um, and enjoy doing it. You have to do it because you really have to love it at the end of the day. And if the love's not there, then maybe you should be in a different business.
There you
Uh,
go. There
yeah,
you go. Now, before we wrap things up here, I like to do a little
yeah, you're
thing.
right.
I like to do a little thing called this or that. Just some top of the head questions. Not really nothing to do with music. Just a little
Good.
bit of fun. If you're ready, here we
Okay.
go.
All right.
Pizza or burgers?
Pizza,
French fries or onion rings?
French fries,
Road trip or flight?
road trip.
Camping or hotel stay?
I'll stay in a hotel, mate.
Beach or a swimming pool?
Beach,
Surf or turf?
turf.
And finally, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I can do it. It's fine. We'll just go, yeah. We'll just say, yeah, I can do it. Do I love it? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not? Do you guys do pineapple on pizza in Canada?
Hey, we invented it.
You guys invented that.
We did. We did. It was some people from Vancouver that invented the Hawaiian pizza.
Man, I'm learning so much today. Um, yeah, but I love our Canadian friends. Yeah, like we've done some time over in the States, and uh, then we had some people reach out to us when we came back about possibly going over to Canada as well in the future. And I'd love to get over there, and I'd love to have all of us guys in Midnight Alibi there and play some shows and have a beer with you in person, mate. We'll have to get one of those Iron Maiden beers, you know?
Absolutely. That'd be very,
Yeah.
very cool. So, James Oswald from the band Midnight Alibi, take a few more moments and self-promote the band, shall we?
Self-promote the band. Look, just listen to our music. Go out and listen. There's bands galore out there, and I know it's hard to find what what's good these days. But look, if you're listening to this now, you've heard of us. All I can say is just go listen to it, get into it. There's plenty of material out there, and have fun. Crank it up. Have a beer. If you don't drink, have a Coke. I don't know. Have fun and just enjoy life. And yeah, music, mate. It's a very special thing. And as our friend Andrew Wood said, music is the only international language.
Absolutely. Absolutely. James Oswald from Midnight Alibi. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank you for joining us. And guys, don't forget, click that like, share, subscribe button. Help out Midnight Alibi, help out CGCM Rock Radio and Rock is Not Dead Australia. And we'll catch you again next time for another edition of Rock Talk.
Thank you kindly.